Hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. Look at them. Whew, they're doing all right. It's a little warm out here today. I've been trying to get some chores done. I switched to chicken pens. I put the babies and little mama hen over in the first one and put the turkeys and the blue orphans in the middle. It's a little bit bigger. And it's got that board up top so the turkeys can roost up higher. They like to roost up high. At least the females do. The male, I guess he's just too fat and lazy to jump up there, but the females do. But anywho, they've been spilling their water. I did not cut inside the chicken run. It'll be all right for another week. But I got everything else cut. I gave away the dog house I had there, that my dog's old dog house, and that was holding this up, keeping it out of my way. I need to find somebody that's got a Ford similar to mine and let them have it. It's in the dadburn way, and I really just hate to throw it in a burn pile because it's plastic, but I got plenty I can still do. But I did manage to get everything cut. Well, how well y'all can tell, I still need to burn that barrel. I may light it here in a little bit, I don't know. But in the middle of me cutting mine, my brother-in-law texted me and told me that, or asked me if I could help him get his belt on. His blade belt broke, and he had ordered a new one. So I told him to bring it over and help me get it on. Didn't take 5 minutes, but while I was there, I looked at his drive belt, which was replaced last year, and it's it's worn pretty good. It looks like it's ready to break. I told him. He said, well, I'll change it next year. I said, no, I don't think it's going to last you till next year. So anyway, I need to get started on that goat pen. But I've been working so many hours, I just haven't had the energy. I kind of had to cut grass. But I'm going to walk through here. I also ran the mower through the range area and the wooded area here, where I've been thinning it and cleaning it up. So keep it from trying to overgrow again. You know, if I ever get it fenced in and put goats back here, they'll keep it eat down. It won't be that big a problem, but right now it seems like I get a little bit cleared and pushed up into a pile, and before I get back to it, it's trying to grow right back up. So got a limb up here that fell I need to throw out of the way. But I want to take these two trees down. I know that's the oak, but it's a little bit too close because I drive through here. So I want to take that tree down, and I definitely want to take that cedar tree down. And this one here would be all right. I just need to cut the point of that stump off, which tire drive over it, but move the barrel and make it a little easier to drive through. But I don't like cedar trees, so that one definitely needs to come down. And I don't know what kind of tree that is, but it's not an oak. So it needs to come down because it's just a trash tree in my opinion. And there's several more cedar trees that I need to take down, but I don't have a sawmill. If I did, I'd take some of them bigger cedar trees down and limb them up real good and run them through the sawmill and get some boards out of them. But this is another little trash tree, some kind of oak or something. I don't know what it is. Them big old round leaves. But it's a couple feet on this side of the fence line, so it needs to come down. And there's another one of them here, so somebody can tell me. I'm kicking these limbs out of the way, y'all. The bigger parts of it. But somebody, I know that's poison oak or sumac running up the side of it. There's a bunch of that back here. But I don't know what kind of tree that is. and big old round leaves. But I did cut back here where I cleared to the property marker, and where I've cleaned this corner up. So I've got it all fairly clean. This little where I'm walking through now is not too narrow. You can drive through that pretty easy. It's plenty wide enough for whatever size vehicle you got. It's over there where it gets a little tight, but it also, see, I started pushing stuff up here. But this is the tightest part of driving around this little, whatever kind of tree. I guess it's oak. I don't know, some kind of tree. I'm not sure what that is. It may be oak, but I know that's an oak next to it. Or at least I think it is. That's a few feet further back. That's fine. This one has got damage on it, and it needs to be cut down. It's got my old wild trap there. But this was one of the pistol berms that we used when we were doing the course training back here. So you run, you know, up where I walked in and come across the woods. There's another little berm up there, and then you run to this one, shoot it, and then you run through back around to the classroom over there. So I've started basically cleaning up around this pile, and I wanted to move it a little bit just to open it up. But you see, I started pushing stuff up there, making this area wider. Basically, I want to get it a couple of main piles and keep it chopped down once I get it smoothed out. Like this area here is just too uneven to run my mower through. I don't want to tear up my mower, but I want to keep clearing on that and get it smoothed out so I can keep it cut down. And then we can put, like, that pipe there that we use as a feeder is the main one. They empty that in a couple days. But I'd like to put another one back here, but I'm not going to until I can clear out the underbrush, so we've actually got a shot over here from where we hunt, from my stand and from where my son-in-law puts his stand. So there's a lot of scuplins running into that. A lot of that green you see running up and over all them vines is scuplin vines. And, you know, of course, there's probably some poison oak in there too. Like I say, there's quite a bit of that on this property, but I usually cut it with a machete and pull it down with the backhoe and run it up into a pile. So, but this is the berm. Now, this berm is built with 3 rows deep of tires up 8 feet high. And I could, you know, if my little backhoe would have done bigger, I'd have went up a couple more layers, but that's about as high as I can go with that little backhoe. But I need to get back here and clean up. I did run the mower through, knock the weeds down so it's good, clear, and open. You ain't got to worry about snakes or nothing. This next weekend, we've got range qualifications for the security team for church, and they'll be here shooting and trying to qualify. You can't be on the security team if you don't pass qualifications once a year. So we do it 2 or 3 times a year, but sometimes you get somebody that doesn't pass. So as long as they pass once a year, you know, they can still be on the team. But I'm trying to talk them into doing a little bit more training, especially for those that struggle to qualify, to get them out here and let them do some shooting and you know, improve their shot accuracy. But this was a pistol berm here, and it's 7 yards from this table under the shelter to that pistol berm. And the scuplins is just taking over it. That's what all this is. All these leaves are scuplin vines. So I do want to take my backhoe and clean that up and build that berm higher. But I got an old fan here that actually still runs. My buddy that passed away gave it to me several years ago. Look like I got vines trying to run up it. Pull them out real quick. That thing's probably pretty close to as old as I am. And the cord's hanging. It's old, but it moves a ton of air with that steep pitch and those big blades. Even though the belt's loose, the motor shaft is worn, but hey, it's worked since we put it up. And it's pretty doggone heavy for one person to pick up. But either way, I did run the mower back through here. You see, we cut that oak tree down. That's the one the limbs fell off of and hit the metal roof up here and damaged it. So I've got to replace the metal up there and ruin the floor inside of it. So I've got to fix the floor and fix the roof. Finish getting the leaves. There's some firewood there, so. But the range, I think, is ready for qualifications anyway. And I've cleared the trails enough. If somebody feels froggy and wants to run a, you know, we do a 2-gun pistol rifle, run that course, then they can. But drive across the bridge and we park up in there, or you can park back here, depending on how far away you want to do your shooting. But you can go all the way through from here to the other side, and then you can go to the very back and go across as well. And there's a little trail right up the middle. So but I got it all cut anyway. All it needs to be cut. I had my buddy out here a year or so ago helping me move some debris here, and I tried to tell him to be careful and not hit my pipe because it's just laying on the ground most of the way, about 2/3 of the way to the house. And he grabbed it with the doggone brush grapple and broke it all up there and pulled it, you know, and made it break here. So, and then that, I think, just I got the pipe broke there and it come apart in a couple places. So it's wire, it's not water. But I need to make time and get out here and turn it off up at the panel box, disconnect it out of that disconnect right there, and pull all this out and fix this pipe that he broke all up, because it's good from here up, and redo it to the disconnect, and then redo it out to the building. Altogether, it's 400 feet of wire, but it's 240 volts, so I can run, you know, whatever I want to out there in the old classroom. But I think I'm going to take a little time when I finish this video to clean off this old shooting bench. There's a lot of old scrap lumber and stuff on it, and I may take it and make a pile over there close to that barrel so I can set it on fire and burn it. But you know, this spool of wire is still good. I'm looking to see if there's any critters inside of it. It doesn't look like it, but the bench is still fairly solid. It's just we never use it. But originally it had a seat on each side. I need to rebuild those, get this thing cleaned off, and pull it out from the weeds just a little bit so I can take my tractor and start cleaning that right side of it and actually be able to use it. And this is the steel metal that I was going to use for the roof on the goat pen over there. It's not as big as I wanted, but I have it, so I don't have to spend money to buy more. So I need to get that picked up and taken over there to where the goat pen's going to be, and then start picking up some of the good lumber, if there is any, and just make me a burn pile. I just don't want the burn pile close to the woods. So, but I'm working on it. I got all of it cut. Looks pretty good when it's cut. On camera, it looks way better than it does in person, y'all. I get comments every time about how beautiful this place is, and it really does look good in person, but it's not manicured like the camera makes it look like. We cut this tree down about a year ago, and that tree, I want to get them stumps down to the ground, so I may pile old lumber on these stumps and burn them and help me get them down to where I can, you know, not have to worry about it. And I want this pine tree taken down. I can't aim the camera no higher because the sun's gonna blind you, but I want that pine tree down. because all this out here is my garden space when I do a garden. And it's just more than I can do by myself. But crap hit the fan. I've got a tiller, I've got the tractor with the bottom plow and the disc harrow. I do like I did last year, harrow it up and plant a little bit. But I'd have help here if crap had hit the fan. But that pine tree needs to come down just so it's not impeding, you know, if we want to make the garden area bigger. And it serves no purpose anyway, not there. If I had a mill, I could cut it down and get a few boards out of that tree, but I don't have a mill. But y'all see the concrete way up there at the corner. Those are 800-pound blocks I've got stacked in the corner, or you know, L-shaped in each corner. And it's the same way over on Sparky's end. So that's kind of a protection if there was, say, bad guys coming down my old dirt road out here. Hard to shoot through an 800-pound block of concrete, but it gives us something to hide behind and defend the place if we need to, because it happens, or I believe it will happen. But I just wanted to do a quick tour and show y'all. Got it done. I've got the Rhode Island Reds and the Wyandottes out. I gave them some scratch, so it's starting to look good. I've got the lumber back here to start framing up for the goat shelter. I just haven't got started on it yet. And the last video I did for y'all, I think it was the last one, might have been the one before, I was showing y'all I got rid of all the old batteries that I started my solar system with. All 16 of the batteries I had out here are gone to the scrap yard, so that's out of my way. I just need to, we put pine bark in there last time, and before that I had like red mulch, whatever, and I didn't like the red mulch. The grandkids didn't mind it, so I thought the pine bark would be easier on the feet, but it just takes so much to fill up this thing. It's about 20 by 20 or whatever. It's plenty big enough for 4 or 5 grandchildren to be out here playing. You know, they got plenty of yard to run into, but as far as their toys and the swings and all that, their slide, it's a place for them to play and not be in any harm's way. And I like it being behind my old building because it kind of keeps them out of sight from the road. So there's a purpose for all of it. I don't know if I have talked about it, but these 4 55-gallon drums are food grade barrels, and I've got drinkable water stored in those barrels. I change it out every couple of years. I've had it stored there for quite a few years, probably 6, 8, maybe longer than that, 6 or 8 years. But I had a guy here looking at my old tractor, and he said it may be a little more than what he wants to do as far as on the side to get the hydraulics fixed on that. Motor wise, it's nothing. I can get the thing running, but he offered to open up this tractor here with the hydraulic pump because the front's getting weak, and it got weak really quick, like there's a blockage or something in the pump or the line. So he offered to open it up and check the screen and filter and all that, but he's a nice guy. But right now I'm going to stick with the one mechanic that, you know, he's like my 4th or 5th cousin, that told me what was wrong with it and was right. And I know he's honest and he'd treat me right, so that's the one I want to work on my stuff. So, but all the fruit trees are doing well. The peaches are growing, at least some of them are. I picked one blueberry this morning that was ready, and no, I didn't pop it in my mouth. I put it in a Ziploc bag in the freezer. That's what I do every year. I gather them as they're ripe, and I take them inside and put them in a Ziploc bag in the freezer and kind of see how much I can get. This year it's only going to be one bush because the chickens clean this one. It's got one blueberry on it up top, so they cleaned that one, and it was loaded pretty good too originally. But the fig tree, both the little fig tree's got figs on it and the large fig tree has got figs on it, so that should be a good fig year. I've still got some more fire blight showing up on the pear tree on this one. So I don't know, I may not get any pairs, but either way, guys, I wanted to do a video and show y'all. I try to show y'all what I do here. There's always something to do. It's whether or not I have the time and energy to get it done is how things work. But the tractor's been working really well since my fourth, fifth cousin, my buddy, told me what was wrong with it and what to do. Haven't had any issues with it other than now the hydraulics are getting weak, and that's got to be something in that pump, or he's thinking it's trying to bypass. So hopefully it won't be a huge expense to fix, but I need to get my tower moved out of the way and that old ridge metal right there moved, and then get all my T-posts and my fence and stuff put back there where the goat pen's gonna be, so that I can get started on it when I, get that wild hair up my butt. So this is some old lumber that I was stacking up to save. I don't want to put any more on that little rack. I'm really thinking about taking that rack down, so I don't want to pile a bunch of stuff on there, but I'm working on it. I need to get the weed eater out, move that old pieces of concrete there around the steps, and make that easier to go in and out of the old building. It's always something to do. But I appreciate you guys watching the videos. I'll walk over here, get y'all a shot of the baby chicks. They all want out, but since I just changed their pen yesterday, I'm not going to let them out. I'm going to let them stay in their pen for a couple of days so they'll want to go back to that pen. You got to get them used to where you want them to roost. And I think since they're not adults, a few days in there will teach them that's their new home, with the other blue orphans and turkeys and junior and all in the middle pen. So hopefully I won't have a problem with them wanting to go to roost when I let them out in a couple of days. But thank y'all for watching. I don't know why, but I went 3 or 4 weeks with 1 new subscriber, and in the last few days I've gained half a dozen subscribers. So I don't know what happened or why I'm gaining new subscribers. I thank it, and thank you all very much, and I appreciate it more than you know. But I know YouTube kind of holds my channel back, and that's fine. I'm not for everybody, but those of you that subscribe and hit the thumbs up and comment, I appreciate it so very much. And Sue's doing his job. So thank y'all very much, all you new subscribers and all you ones that have been following me for a long time. I appreciate you. Y'all remember what I always tell you. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared.